Hey everyone, FunGuy448 here and back with another episode of Vintagecraft from the Vintage Beef Patreon server. Alright, today we are going to go on a little mining adventure. As you can see, I've sacrificed some iron to make a suit of armor. I've got an iron sword, got torches, got some food, got a few picks with me. Let's make one more stone pick maybe before we go. And yes, it did hurt tremendously to use that much iron. But that's okay. It is for a good reason. Alright. We should be good to go. Let's dive down and see if we can find us some diamonds. Oh, trees grew. We'll have to deal with that soon. Let's see. Wonder what we've got going on down here. Did a little bit of work, not a whole lot. Alright, and looks like we have some strip mines going on already. What level are we on? We're on level 10. Okay, so this is where we need to be, basically. Let's see what we have. People been strip mining. Yep. Okay, let's try going this way. Nope. Alright. So let's try. Alright, that appears to be a strip mine. Let's try to do this. Alright. So while we do this, did want to mention, and I know this is probably old news by now, but the YouTube, basically the new settings that have been put into place by YouTube, and kind of my thoughts on it. As you guys can tell, I am a small-time creator. Don't really have a whole lot going on, and I don't know. I'm not totally opposed to. Wow, all right, this guy's got all over the place. Not totally opposed to the new rules, and this is why. I've never got to the point where I was able to monetize any videos, so that portion of it really doesn't matter a whole lot to me. I'm not really doing it to monetize anyway. Obviously it would be fantastic to be able to do so, but I'm not. Oh, that would have been bad. That's not my main purpose. And if it was, I would be doing it for the wrong reasons. Let's see what do we have going on here? I think I am all up on someone's stuff. Let's head back the other way. That being said, I do believe that there is some beefs that have been brought up by some of the larger YouTubers and saying, you know, this is not the way it was when we started, and you know, all that. And I understand that completely, but you have to understand that, you know, the platform itself wasn't nearly as popular as it is now either. So in all honesty, the competition to get yourself noticed was not there to the extent that it is today, and which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. So, you know, in that case, you know, I can't really give a whole lot of, I can't really, you know, the argument of, well, this is the way it was, you guys just have to suck it up. You know, you know, back in our day, it's kind of like the old argument, you know, walking to school uphill both ways through snow. You know, we can't help that that was the landscape back then. Now, with that being said, I am fully on board with the monetization being not granted until a certain level. Totally on board with that. I think that is going to create a better YouTube in the long run. I am thankful that they have not limited the custom thumbnails or the video links, because honestly, and I know there's this open channel right here, but I'm trying to keep these kind of straight. But you know, I'm all on board with the monetization not occurring to a certain level, because as some of the bigger YouTubers said, including Vintage Beef himself, you've got certain people that put out, you know, garbage, and you've got the spammers that try to copy the, you know, the big guys' videos, and yeah, this is going to be a problem. Let's do that. You got the guys who are, you know, copying videos. Ooh, redstone, nice. And I'm just not on board with that. I think that's garbage. Obviously, those people are in it solely to make money, and I'm just not. I'm not a fan of that. Oh, that would have been really bad. And obviously, this guy, someone has got this all torn up, so I don't know if we're gonna find too much around here. But back to what I was saying, I think that not being able to monetize to a certain, until you get to a certain limit, is going to eliminate a lot of those people that are solely in it for the money, because they're going to realize that, hey, this is actually going to take a little bit of work and a little bit of perseverance, and it's going to weed those people out. Now, if you're in it for the right reasons, which is to create content, you're having fun doing it, and you know, the monetization would be a nice bonus, but isn't your main goal, then I think you're in it for the right reasons. And that's kind of where I am. Sure, I'd love to make a few bucks off of these videos, but honestly, I would be playing, you know, Minecraft. I'd be playing video games anyway. Maybe not to the extent that I am now, just because I don't have I'm a pretty busy guy in real life. But, you know, once you kind of get in a rhythm of making videos, you kind of feel the need to continue. And I know my channel was shut down for several months. Well, not shut down, but idle for several months, just because I had so much other stuff going on. And rather than putting out that sporadic video, you know, once every few weeks when I had a chance to squeeze in some time, I decided just to not record at all for a while. And honestly, I didn't really play a whole lot of games during that time either. But my schedule has kind of ironed itself out just a little bit, so I'm able to do those things a little more often now. But again, you know, for me, hitting the minimum threshold of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of view time, I'm totally okay with that. And I think that it's going to motivate me to put out better content. It's going to motivate me to come up with more unique ideas to get that notice, you know, to make sure, like, hey, you know, I got to do something different. Otherwise, you know, I'm just going to kind of get lost in the shuffle with everyone else. And I'm okay with that. And if down the road I make a few bucks off of it, even cooler. But I think that one of the big things that YouTube has done lately is they've turned off a lot of the larger creators. And let's be honest here, there are certain creators that do have a tendency to get, I guess, noticed more or pushed more by YouTube itself. And, you know, like the PewDiePies and the Logan Pauls of the world, which Logan Paul, all I'm going to say is that I hope that he just disappears and we never see or hear anything from him again. I think he is a cancer on the creator community. PewDiePie, although he has made some mistakes, I do still think that he, although not necessarily my style to view, but I do think he does put out, you know, decent content. And, you know, he has made some mistakes. He seems to have owned up to them. And I'm willing to give him a pass on some of it. Because it has seemed to hurt him somewhat. Although when you're making you know, the income that he is off of YouTube, obviously he can withstand the pain a lot easier than some others. Oh, this is probably a mistake, but I'm gonna grab this as well. Don't know what we're gonna do with redstone yet, but I'm gonna be a hoarder here. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is crazy. Don't know if I should continue on. Alright, someone is obviously clearing this out for a reason. Oh. Oh my gosh, come on. There we go. Alright. So, back to what I was saying. You know, you've got your Logan Pauls of the world and all that just need to go away. Forever, in my opinion. I'm going to take a few of this. I'm not going to take all of it. I'm just going to take a little bit more. And I'm perfectly okay if those types disappear. Now, the ones that are actually putting, you know, good content out and wanting to hopefully, you know, make a few bucks because they, you know, want to buy a new PC or, you know, do something along those lines. You know, such as myself, you know, I've got a decent PC, but I'd love to be able to upgrade. Let's see, I think, was this my path? I believe it was. Find out in a second. No, this was not mine. Oh man. Okay. So we're lost. That's okay. I know where we need to go. I am going to take some coal. And totally lost my train of thought. But I'll continue on anyway. It's because why not? But also so YouTube is messed up. Let's just call it for what it is. They've messed up royally in recent, well, really last year or so, because there are creators that simply have left and have no desire to go back. One of those, you know, BOO, for example, pretty prominent YouTuber, plays a lot of Minecraft, and he's done. He's basically done, and honestly, I don't blame him, because you've got these guys that, you know, they're pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and over years they've built up a tremendous following, and then all of a sudden their income drops significantly because there's no way for them to understand how their income is coming in, because things have changed so much. YouTube has changed their algorithms, or they've changed this, or they're now pushing these videos over other videos, and you know, it's not fair to them, especially those that have taken the leap and have tried to turn YouTube into a career. And let's be honest, you know, a lot have. And for that, it's just like anyone that has a normal job. If you're working and you're receiving a certain income and you're still doing the same job that you're doing, and all of a sudden your income takes a significant hit with no real explanation why and no understanding of how you can get that income back, then I can understand the frustration, and I can understand why these creators have decided to move along. And I think YouTube kind of freaked out about it, because enough of these guys have taken that initiative to either go to Twitch or to go to Mixer or any other of these streaming services. And I think that you're seeing YouTube like, oh gosh, what have we done? So now they're trying to bring things back to the way it used to be, to basically try to maybe tempt these guys back. Oh yes, look what we just found. Nice, nice, nice. And I don't know, that to me, the cat's out of the bag. It's too late for that in some cases, because you have content creators that are just fed up. And I don't blame these guys for not wanting to come back. Let's poke around here. Oh, it feels good to finally get some diamonds. And YouTube is flipping out about it, and they're trying to bring these guys back into the fold. But doing so, though, you know, they're theoretically hurting the smaller channels. Now, my channel doesn't matter, because my channel is nowhere near large enough for it to really make a difference to me. Initially, though, I was scared that, oh my gosh, are they going to limit the amount of time? Because to me, a 20 to 30 minute video is ideal for Let's Play, especially with a game like this, or really a lot of other games. I have a 7 Days to Die series, or had one, that, you know, 30 minutes was basically a full day cycle, and that seemed to be about, you know, a good amount of time. And I think that, you know, to limit that would have hurt tremendously. The custom thumbnails is also something that I'm glad they decided to keep. Initially, there was you know, I had a minor freak out, like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? You know, the basis of my videos is now disappearing. I'm going to have to go back down to 10 minutes and figure out how I'm going to do that, yada, yada, yada. Thankfully, none of that's changed. The only thing that's changed is that I can no longer monetize my videos until I reach that threshold, which honestly I'm fine with. I don't make a living off of YouTube, obviously, and if it forces me to become a little more creative in order to get to those thresholds, then you know, I'm gonna accept the challenge. And I'm hoping that other small creators such as myself will take that as a challenge rather than a slight and, you know, a slap to the face, and we'll challenge ourselves to do better. And I know I'm totally rambling here. I apologize for that. I'm just kind of trying to poke my head around and see if we can snag a few more diamonds before we find our way back home. Must be night. People are sleeping. But yeah, overall, I think that the changes in YouTube ultimately are not going to have that much impact unless you are right on the fringes. If you're on the fringes and already making money, you know, according to YouTube, they've said that they are going to pay out what's owed, but that doesn't really help those that are literally right there on the edge, right there on the cusp, and just fell short. Now, granted, those people are probably going to be able to push their way through pretty quickly, but you know, again, I don't know how much impact it's going to have overall. Some of the smaller channels, yeah, they'll get hurt. Those that hit on that one viral video, but, you know, may only have 50 subscribers or whatever, yeah, they're not going to get paid. But, you know, I think that over time, you know, you're going to have to be good rather than lucky. And yes, it's going to require a little bit of luck to get to those numbers, but you know, I've put out one video since I resurrected my YouTube channel so far, or at this point in time. There'll be more out by the time this goes up, but I've already seen an uptick, and it's just that I've gotten a little bit better at promoting the channel. And you know, again, there's an audience out there for everyone. You just have to be able to find it and find a way to get the word out to those people, and that's going to be a challenge. And you know, it looks like some of the larger YouTubers are taking it upon themselves to maybe provide an assist. Vintage Beef being one of those. He's opened the server up, and those of us who are supporting him through Patreon have an opportunity to get a little bit of exposure. and possibly even do a collaboration with him. And he has got well over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, so that's a big deal for small creators. Will I have a chance to collab with Vintage Beef? I would love to, but if it doesn't happen, I'm still thankful for the opportunity to be on this server that has drawn a lot of similar minded creators, and I'm hopeful that it'll spawn maybe a smaller community effort to kind of help everyone out in the long run, because ultimately, doing things on this scale by yourself is difficult. And I think that here we go again. Nice. And I think if we kind of help each other up and push each other along, instead of just, hey, every man for himself, I think in the long run, everyone is going to benefit from it. And that's what I'm hopeful for. So I know the fact that if I happen to get extremely popular, I do plan on paying it forward, because I know I'm not going to get there unless there are certain individuals in a better position than I am currently that help me along. I may be able to do it by myself, but even if I do, then I still intend on trying to help others out, because that's the way life should be. You pick people up and they prop you up, and those people you pick up, when they prop you up, they're only going to prop you up farther, especially if you are picking them up with you as you go. So I guess we'll close out on that thought, and thank you guys for tolerating this jibber jabber session. We did get 8 diamonds and a good bit of redstone, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to use that, because I don't really use redstone. I've used it as a decorative block, and that's about it. So maybe we'll venture into some redstone adventures together. But I think I am going to call it an episode here. I'm gonna find my way out of this mine, because where the heck are we? How far away are we from home? Yeah, we're a long ways away from home. So let me work my way back there. I'm gonna maybe hit a hole here or there just to poke my head in and see what's happening. But you guys, just keep your heads up if you're a small creator. Things will happen. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of effort, and it's a matter of sticking to it. I know that I'm gonna stick with it and see where it takes me, and hopefully you guys will too. So appreciate you guys hanging out, listening to me, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.